Hi, I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World, and I wanted to talk for a second about Rachel Dolezal out of Spokane, Washington. I talked about Rachel earlier today. I've been talking about her a lot because I think her story is absolutely shocking. It is confusing, um, and it's actually become a little bit touching for me. And touching in the sense that as I try to look at this woman and figure out why she pretended to be black, even though she was born white. Um, I sense that there is something going on there. There's something deeper happening with her. I feel like she's not, a lunatic, even though. I think psychiatrists say or psychologists say that 60% of the American population has something about them that could technically make you insane. So chances are, if you're watching me right now, there's something about you that you're not telling anybody that maybe people don't know about, where you're thinking to yourself, yeah, if people knew this about me, they probably think I'm crazy. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay it out on the table. I'm at least a little bit crazy, but hey, I believe you have to be crazy to try to do something meaningful in this world because this is a crazy world. I mean, let's be real. What we define as sanity versus insanity is typically defined as how much you deviate from the norm, how much you deviate from what everybody else is doing. So people who do what everybody else is doing are considered normal, when the fact is, a lot of you probably see politically and socially that there are a lot of things that are happening in our society that just seem stupid, that don't make any sense. But with that being said, I'm not here to justify what what appears that could be a fraud. I'm not here to do any of that. What I am here to say is maybe there are different perspectives to consider here. Um, I listened to Rachel's interview. I watched her. Yvette Carnell wrote an article about it on Your Black World and put up the interview. And I said, you know what? I really want to hear from this woman. I want to hear her story. I want to understand, why did you do this? I mean, this just seems so strange. I mean, being white in the NAACP, she could have easily been a white member, maybe even a white chapter president. There's a white chapter president down in Louisiana, and I'm sure there are others. The NAACP, the majority of the people who started the NAACP were white. The people who pay for the NAACP are white. So white people are all over the NAACP. So it's not as if she couldn't be involved with the NAACP or even take a leadership role as a white woman. So why would you go through the process of telling people that you are black? And notice that she's distinctly made a difference between being black and being African American, which I thought was interesting. I mean, that shows that she's insightful on this. She's not just some crazy lady who said, "Oh, Lordy B, I want to be black." No, so it's a little deeper, I think. For her than for a lot of people. I encourage you to watch the video. I encourage you to watch her interview and the conversation and just hear it from her voice, look in her eyes, and get a sense of why she did what she did. And a couple of things I picked up on were number one, she seems to have a really bad relationship with her parents, to the point where the white people who went on CNN and said, "This is our daughter," she's not claiming those people. She's claiming other people to be her parents. And I understand that very well. I have a man named Larry Watkins that I claim as my father. You can tell me about the biology I have with another guy by the name of Boyce, but I mean, I don't hate the guy. I don't love or hate him. I don't know him. He's not me. He's not a part of me. You can't tell me that he's not a part of me. I have children that I've incorporated into my family, but you can't tell me that we're not relatives, that we're not connected. Now, obviously, would I go around and tell people that we're blood relatives when we're not? No, I wouldn't. So that's where I think Dolezal, I think that's how you pronounce her name, where her actions differ from what the rest of us might do. I think the idea of really sort of embracing a black identity to the fullest in that way is a little bit strange and interesting. But one other thing that I picked up on the interview that was really interesting as well is that she was saying. She said, "Look, I care more about making this right with the black community and with my board than with the broader community because you all don't understand race and ethnicity." I like that actually. I like that a lot because I'm the same way. There are a lot of situations where I just say, you know what? I'm not trying to go explain this to white people. They're just not going to get it. They're not all of them, but many of them are just not even trained to even understand me enough as a black man to even be, in a space where I feel like it's worth the conversation to try to convince an ignorant person why I feel the way I feel. Because you have to be educated at a certain level about the black experience to even know what the hell I'm talking about. So no, that's why I don't go on Fox News. You don't see me on Fox. I used to go on Fox a lot. I used to be on Fox like 3, 4 times a day, and Fox pays good. Just so you know, they have the best limos and the best green room, and the temptation's big. But when I saw they were on this racism kick, I said, I'm not going to waste my valuable time arguing with a bunch of bigots just because y'all think I'm a nigga looking for an opportunity and y'all have 2 million viewers. F you. No, I got my dignity, and you ain't taking that away. So that's why I don't go on Fox, because I'm not going to sit and explain to a bunch of bigots why they should try to understand the black experience. They're not going to get it. Black people have to stop looking for permission from white people to feel the way we feel or to have the experience that we have. That's the thing. We get mad. We'll say, well, white people just don't get it. White people just don't care. Yeah, they don't. I mean, they don't care. They're not going to care. The majority of white people in America are not going to care about what you're going through as a black person. They will never care. They will never care if you can't get a job. They will never care if your kids are going to prison. They will never care if your children are being shot in the street by cops, because they have a whole different reality. And I'm not talking about all white people. We know there's good white people in the world. We know this. There are a lot of good white people on the planet, and I refuse to believe that every white person is evil and bad and all this stuff, but most white people, unfortunately, have been trained to support structural racism. In fact, most black people have been trained to support structural racism and white supremacy. That's why you find as many white supremacist black people as you find white supremacist white people. White supremacy is a two-way street. It takes two to tango. In order for me to be superior to you, I need you to understand that you're subservient to me. So the yin and the yang in terms of creating this structural racism that exists in America is in full effect, and black people contribute as well as whites. Now, with this lady, another thought that I have is this. Here's why I'm not as quick to be hard on her as other people might be. A lot of people are mad. Oh, you're perpetrator fraud. You ain't, you've been lying to everybody. You're a lunatic. You're this, that, and the other. When I look at this lady's track record, despite the fact that, again, she was born a white woman, it seems like that's pretty clear so far. Maybe she has information that I don't know about, but I thought maybe her mama had some jungle fever and didn't tell the daddy. That's what I was really thinking. But it turns out that her biological parents really are her biological parents. Um, but the reason I'm not so hard on her is because I look at her track record and I see a woman who has really been fighting for black people. I mean, she's been out in the front line. She's been teaching about race and ethnicity. She's been out here protesting. She's been out here fighting for the rights of black people. Why can't she be an honorary black person? Why can't she be one of us? I mean, I know a bunch of black people, just the most shiftless Negroes you ever met in your life, who don't want to do nothing for nobody but themselves, who will work harder for racist white people than they will for other black people, who won't support a black business if you put a gun to their head. So why am I going to stand up for that, but not stand up for a woman who happens to have white blood, but who cares deeply about the black community? I'm not going to reject this woman, and I don't think anybody else should. I think that she's really giving us an opportunity to open our minds in terms of how we think about blackness and what blackness really means. I've said it a million times. Every person with a black face is not your friend. Just like when we talk about these kids getting killed, we can't sit here and pretend like all of the black kids being murdered are being murdered by white cops. A lot of the black men, or most of the black men, are being murdered by young brothers who want to kill other black people, who've been brainwashed and zombified to the point where they want to kill their brother before they'll kill anybody else. So I'm not telling you how to feel about that or how to talk about that, but I am here to say that if you want my opinion, I don't have any problem with this woman identifying herself as a black woman. Check it out. We live in a society that has now convinced us, thanks to the last 6 years of President Obama, he's really pushed the wave on this, and God bless him for it. I mean, Negroes worship Obama. If they want to do that, that's cool. I'm not going to tell you not to. Whatever you want to do, it's up to you. But here's the thing. Here's one of the things that's been consistently pushed on us when it comes to gender identity. Gender identity, as it's been explained to us repeatedly, is a function of who you decide you want to be. So that means if you're born with a penis and you decide, hey, I want to be a girl, I want to use the girls' bathroom, I want to wear dresses, I want you to call me Caitlin, Jenny, or whatever, you need to respect that, right? And you don't even have a right to even ask me. From what I understand, I don't even know if a stranger would have a right to even ask a Caitlyn Jenner, do you have a penis or do you have a vagina under there? I don't think that question would be acceptable. I don't think she would have to answer it. I think she could lie, or she could just say, hey, I'm a woman, respect that. Right? So if you can be fluid in your gender, why can you not be fluid in your ethnicity? Why can't a woman who was born with white blood, who's got that Irish, Czech, whatever she's got in her background, all of that. Why can't this woman just say, I'm a strong black woman. I care about the black community. I want to fight for my people because I've taken those people over there and I've embraced them as my own, and I want to be one of y'all. I don't know. If I saw a picture of a wedding picture, I think she married a black man, so she has black babies, and maybe I don't know, maybe that's not the case. I don't want to extrapolate too much on that. I got to look that up. But I did see a picture of her standing next to a black man, looked like they were getting married or something. So my argument is that what this woman did, is it entirely appropriate? No. I mean, should you go around lying about stuff like that? No. I mean, I think she have to lie about that? No, she did not. But am I going to crucify her for this? I mean, I'm not even. In fact, I don't even want to ridicule her for it anymore. When I saw the interview, I saw a lot of pain in her eyes and heard it in her voice. I think she's been through some things, and if anybody should understand, a woman going through some things, it should be us, because we see so many black women going through so much. Now, did she go through everything that a normal black woman goes through? No, but we don't have a monopoly on pain, and I think that there's something about her experience as a human being, whether she identifies herself as black or white, something about her experience as a human being that has led her to this point where she identifies with our struggle. And for that, I'm not gonna hate her for it, But I'd love to hear what you think. Feel free to leave opinions. Feel free to tell me I'm stupid. Feel free to explain where I'm wrong. There's no ego involved here. I don't know everything, but I'm telling you what I think. And you know me, I'm not scared to tell anybody what I think. So feel free to beat up on me, or support me if you agree. Say that too. Either way, use your voice. I'm not the leader here. You're the leader. I want to hear what you think. Anyway, I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World. Please take care. God bless. I am gone. Peace.